Good morning, friends and family. Welcome back to Small Stuff Farm. It's about 6:15 in the morning, and I'm going to, in today's video, prepare a salad. In the beginning, the first few ingredients would make this a wonderful side salad to go with anything, but what I'm going to make for Eric and myself is a salad that actually takes the place of a meal. So it will have protein in it, boiled eggs, and a few extra vegetables that I typically don't put in this if I'm using it as a side salad. So typically, if you're just making it as a side salad, it would have celery, apple, cucumber. Eric doesn't like cucumber, so we're gonna trade that out for radishes, cilantro, carrots, jalapeño, things that he does like. And then chopped dates or chopped prune pieces or raisins, whatever you like. Even craisins are okay. We try to keep the sugars low in here because the dressing does have a little honey in it. But because I'm making this a meal, it's going to include the celery, some carrots, apple, jalapeno, cilantro, some Parmesan cheese in the dressing, some boiled eggs, and then the honey, the lemon juice, and sour cream mixed up to make the dressing. It's an amazing salad. So come along and we'll get this salad prepared and let you me know what you think in the comments. I will put the recipe in there. I'm sorry, I haven't had my first cup of coffee today. I'm still working on it, so give me just a minute. And then, of course, you salt and pepper to taste. So we're going to make that salad right now. I hope you'll stay tuned, subscribe to this channel, like this video, give me a thumbs up, and please share it. Share it out on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, wherever you want to share it. Just share it so people can find my channel. Small Stuff Farm is small. We don't sweat the small stuff, we raise it, but we are a growing concern and we want to continue growing, and we can only do that with your help. So, with no further ado, let's get that salad made. So for ease of preparation, I've already washed all the vegetables and gotten them ready to go. Anything that I have to peel off or whatever does not go to waste. It goes to our chickens. So I'm gonna toss that in their little pan over there. Any little bits and pieces either go to the chickens or the pigs. And this morning, because it's going to be small stuff, Small Stuff Farm, we're going to go ahead and give it to the chickens. So we're just going to chop everything up to go into the salad. I have a sister who worries about me using this ginormous knife, but it really is the sharpest knife in my kitchen. And I don't mind using it. It is a little big, but you know, it works. And I haven't cut myself recently. I won't say never, but I haven't cut myself recently. So not to worry. I just need something sharp, especially when I'm cutting all these vegetables. So everything I'm chopping up, like I said, has been pre-washed. I wash all my vegetables before I put them into anything, cut them or whatever. I don't want any chance that, even though they say organic or they came from my garden, then I don't worry so much. But even though they say organic, you never know. And so I feel it's really important to wash all vegetables that come out of the store. And since I don't have any celery left from my own garden, I had to buy celery and radishes. Eric does not care for raw onion, so we're not going to put any raw onion in here. I personally love raw onion, and I could eat it like an apple, just about. Not quite, but just about. But he doesn't care for it, so I'm just going to chop these up into, you know, bite-sized pieces. That's what you want. You don't want them chopped so fine that they're hard to keep on the fork, and you don't want them chopped so big that, you know, you're only getting one piece of celery or something. You want to make sure that you get just nice bite-sized pieces. I'm only going to put 2 carrots in here because carrots have natural sugars, and again, we're trying to eat a little healthier. So I'm only going to put 2 carrots in here. If Erik wants more, I'll do more later. But I like carrots. I eat them. But I do know they contain a little bit extra sugars in them, so I'm going to be a little less generous with them in the salad. Oops, it's running away from me. We're going to chop this apple. And you can put other fruit in here. Again, we're just, I don't give that to my chickens. They say you can. They say you can give anything to chickens because they're like little dinosaurs. They'll only eat what they're supposed to eat. And there's not enough poison in the seed of 1 apple when you have 40 chickens. I still don't feed them the seed pod. If I cut up apples for them in the summer, I'm always very nice about cutting out the core so that they only get the good fruit. Yes, they are spoiled, but you know what? They provide me with so many eggs, and I bake and I cook with those eggs, and we eat eggs almost every morning for breakfast. So it's definitely worth it to me to spoil my hens a little bit. I sing to them almost every day. Sometimes I forget or just don't feel like singing, but they're all my pretty ladies, and they know that song, and they come running for breakfast when they hear it. So the same sister that's worried about this knife comes and visits once in a while. I sure miss her. She's up in Ohio, and she would go out with me in the mornings and help me sing to my chickens, and we'd feed them and gather eggs, and it was always such a pleasure to have her here visiting, and I hope she comes back soon. Now, a lot of people don't like cilantro. We happen to love it, so this is not called for in the original recipe, but because I like it and Erik likes it, and it adds such a nice flavor, and the herb is so good for you. It's heart healthy. It's very, very good for you. I always put a little cilantro in things if I can. And the chickens like the ends of it, so. Oh, it smells so good. I love the smell of cilantro. Funny thing, they say your taste buds change every 7 years, and I can vouch for that because I hated cilantro. When Erik and I first got together, I asked him how he could eat something that tasted like dish soap. But now I love it. I love it on everything. I put it in eggs. I put it just really on everything. Now, I'm not going to de-seed these jalapenos because these are not my jalapenos. My jalapenos have some good heat. These are store-bought. They have moderate heat or less than moderate heat. So I'm not going to de-seed them. Again, this is not in the original recipe. I will give you the original recipe in the comments below, and I will give you my modified recipe in case you want that. So we have now cut up our vegetables and our fruit. The only thing left is to add some raisins, some egg. Well, if I can get this open, I'm going to add some of these. I could not find dates that were not sugared. Yes, Vicky, I know. Stop doing that. I couldn't find dates that were not sugared. So we like prunes, which is basically an undried date. So that's what we're going to use. Just something to add a little sweet, a little sticky. Pulls everything together. And it's good for us. Tastes good. And I'll put in, I don't know, 4 or 5. Erik and I both love all kinds of fruit, so Doesn't really matter. Okay, I'm gonna get my bowl out. We're gonna get this put in a bowl that I can kind of mix it around in. And if I can find my bowl. No, I don't want that one. One moment. Even though this is not a lot of salad, I like a bigger bowl because when I mix the dressing in, I want to have enough room that I can really move it around. So I'm just gonna put this, hey, I had a runaway carrot. I'm gonna put all this in this bowl. We're gonna give it a quick shake. Oh, it smells so good. Just put the lid on it. Quick shake. Get all those vegetables. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? Then I'm going to take, I think I'll put 2 boiled eggs in. I try to keep boiled eggs in the fridge because it's a quick, easy, high protein snack. So I happen to have 4 left. I'll put 2 or 3 in here. These are just wonderful. They're from my hens, and so the yolks are just bright, brilliant yellow, even when they've been boiled. So it tells you that my hens are producing really, really strong eggs. Yeah, I think I'll put a 3rd one in. That didn't look like quite enough to add enough protein to make this a meal. And look at this egg. This is a boiled egg. Whoops. It's slippery. Look at that beautiful yolk. I mean, it just screams healthy and protein. So, all right. And then I'm going to add these. Now, what I typically do the minute I add the eggs, because eggs tend to need salt, this is where I salt my salad, and I'm just using a kosher salt, and it doesn't take a lot, but you know I'm adding eggs, so I want a little extra in there. And I'm also going to grind my pepper on here so that the eggs get some. And we kind of like pepper, so then I'm just going to toss this around a little bit. And then Erik likes raisins in his salad, so we're going to add a few raisins and a little Parmesan cheese, and then we're going to make the dressing. So just a few raisins, not a lot. Again, we're not looking at a ton of sugar here. Just a little flavoring and a little extra iron and protein and whatnot as we go. And then I usually have a chunk of Parmesan, but I'm out, so I have to use the pre-chopped up, which is not my favorite, but give this a quick toss again. That all throughout. That looks really good. Now, we're gonna make the dressing. The dressing is super, super easy. Just gonna grab a little container here to mix it in. We're gonna take, again, it's supposed to be yogurt. My store was out of yogurt, so I'm gonna use sour cream. We don't care, you can use mayonnaise, you can use yogurt, you can use whatever. We like the flavor of sour cream, kind of goes with what we're making, so we're gonna take the sour cream. We're going to put about 2 good tablespoons in here. We don't want it, you know, overly soury creamy, but it would be 2 tablespoons of yogurt. We want, and I use this, this is really good olive oil. This is Dr. Gundry's olive oil. I really like it. It's very peppery in flavor. So I don't really like it just to eat it, although I do try to take it every day. We're gonna add a full tablespoon of olive oil, just a tiny bit more. I'm going to squeeze in the juice of half a lemon. I like my lemon juicer because then I don't get seeds in it and I don't have to run the juice through my hands. This lemon is very juicy, so that's really good. Okay, this goes to the chickens. They'll pick around at it. We need a half a tablespoon of honey. We only get local honey. I buy it in quart jars. It's local, comes from a local hive, and it's really good. And then it does call for the Parmesan to be in the dressing, but because I already put it in the salad, I'm not gonna do that. Then we're just gonna mix this together really, really well. And it's gonna be a little loose. I'm gonna get a fork because I prefer a whisk type, but I put this in a small container. So I'm gonna get a fork. The spoon is not doing the job. That's much better. I can taste the pepper in that olive oil. That's good. Now you can add balsamic to this if you want. You can leave it as it is. You can add more Parmesan to give it a little higher flavor. You can add other cheeses if you want to the salad. I think I'm gonna leave this alone. I am gonna give it a little finger taste. Yeah, that's really good. It's got a good tang. It's almost missing something. I'm going to put just a touch of salt in here because it seems a little not quite there, but it could be because I'm using sour cream instead of yogurt. And yogurt is a little smoother taste. Use the other hand. That helped. I'm going to pepper it. Give that a good whisk. And then I'm going to take it and we're going to pour it over this salad. Now remember, there's no lettuce in here, so it doesn't matter. You don't have to set the dressing aside and do it later. You can do it right now. This will refrigerate very well. And then I'm going to put the lid on. I don't want to bruise the vegetables, but it's so much easier to give it a roll and a shake with the lid on. That dressing all throughout. Look at that. And now comes the taste test. Just make sure it's well mixed. This is such a crunchy, good, wholesome salad. I can eat it. Breakfast, lunch, dinner, does not matter to me. It is all good. It is all good. So the salad is made. we're gonna just have a taste and see how it is. So I've got a little piece of date in here, or prune. I've got some of the lettuce, some of the apple, celery. That's amazing. Got the egg on there. And the crunch is so satisfying too. Perfect salad. A lot of crunch. The other nice thing about this salad is it holds up for picnics. It holds up. There's no mayonnaise in it, unless you choose to put that in. I just use sour cream, and it's supposed to be yogurt, but if you're going on a picnic or a family reunion or something, this salad holds up really, really well. And you don't have to worry about it if you're, you know, under a tent for the whole day. So this is just delicious. This is just amazing. So again, I'll give you the recipe down below. Bon appetit.